Okay, I'm here for the maiden test flight of this new RC VTOL. I've done the hover test inside my house, and I did a static transition test on the transition. Seems to be okay. It's close enough. It's not accurate way to do it, but it's a good starting point. Obviously, the crucial part is just testing it to fly first, see how it flies, then see how it transitions. Transitioning from flight to hover is always a non-event, because you just power off into a glide, hit transition, and then add power to hover. Transitioning into forward flight from hover, that's the problem. It can get problematic if you've got the settings wrong. I've had it before where it did a complete loop and scared the hell out of me. I've had another time where it nosed down, but I've since learnt how to set up the 7-point power curve on the rear motor to compensate for it. Alright, I'll put this together. So check my aileron. I've copied my other model exactly to the same measurements for the elevator and the aileron travel adjustments. I've done all the same programming on the Openaerovtol KK2. Settings are all the same. So it's the same plane, same servo, same motor, same speed controller. Everything should, in theory, be the same, which it never is, but we'll see what happens. So I'll just do a transition hover test with my hand. And it should pitch a little bit forward because you've got no lift on the wing. Yeah, and that's okay. And the rear motor stops, come back. So we're ready for so I always do a forward flight. I go up about 60 meters, go into a hover, and test my transition. So here goes nothing. Whoa! Just the wind. Okay, that feels okay. Aileron's good. Elevator's okay. Transition. Little bit nose up at the last bit, which I can adjust. Could be the wind that's doing that. That's okay. Here we go, outbound. Dropped at the last. Well, that won't help if it's a sad compromise between outbound and inbound have the same setting for the power on the rear motor. That's the unfortunate part with this program. But it's a compromise, it's in between. And your transitions will change from a calm day to a windy day. And remember, there's no active live feedback for a speed sensor or a attitude sensor or anything like that to help compensate the flight controller. I'll do a low transition in a minute. Actually, I should do a high speed, just see how it goes at high speed. Whoa, wow, bit of a snap or something there. Might be the wind. Got about a 10-mile-an-hour wind. Alright, I'll come in and do a hover transition. That's okay. Alright, do that outbound again. Well, there you go. It looked perfect then. It's just the difference between whether you got wind or no wind. Or if you're side on to the wind or crosswind or whatever. And that's something it really boils down to your pilot input. Motors stop. Look at that. Now, I didn't do anything then. That was the flight controller adding the power to the motors. Probably if you go back in slow-mo, look at the propellers, you'll see them stop. Well, I was right. It performs exactly the same as the other model. Very good. I'm really impressed with it. Okay, on to some more. I might do some aerobatic tests next.